Today we're talking about all the simple things in Ableton you might not know. When I first started making music, I thought the hardest part would be being creative, but no, that wasn't really the problem. Real challenge is learning all the tiny things that no one teaches you about. All the secret buttons, the weird shortcuts. And I've been making house music for over 5 years now. These have all saved me hundreds of hours of time. I have this very stereo top loop here, and what we can do is instead of moving everything to the left like this, which completely eliminates the right side, what we can do is right click and have split stereo pan mode. Now you can just move the right volume down, or you can completely push it onto left as well. But with that, you might get some phase cancellation. One feature that I use a lot when I'm working on my drums is this delay feature. What we're doing is coming down to the bottom right corner and clicking this D button. It's right by the return tracks. Doing this on hi-hat can be really effective. That's too much for the 16 hats. See, now it sounds like you're not beat matching. But if you put it down to 8, got a nice little swing to it. Sticking within these samples, something really quick. If you ever wanted to move something around, instead of highlighting and hitting Control E to split it, and then doing this and doing that and doing that, what you can do is just select the area, and as long as this warp button is on, you can hit Control Shift to move the sample around, and then once you're holding Control Shift, also hold Alt. That'll get you precise. This works great for vocals. It'll help you work quicker sometimes with top loops. I can do that. With vocals, you can grab it, do the same thing. You can even do something like this where you highlight the first word and then grab the next word and then just move it over slightly. Something I find myself doing more and more is replacing items throughout the track as I go along. For example, if I didn't like this kick, what I can do is click on it and replace it by coming to this little link sample here and go manage sample file. I then just need to find the sample, hit this little swap button, which opens up hot swap mode. I can just Control F, grab a new kick drum, sort by rank. Now if I double click that, all these new kicks have been replaced. If you notice, I have this little rank button here. That is just simply by right clicking this top bar and sorting by rank. How Ableton figures this out is just all the samples searched through and used over time. It'll raise this bar as you go. Sorting by date modified can also be really helpful too if you're looking for a sample in a project you just worked on. As long as you've justified it or done a collect all and save in that previous project, it should be there for you. I would say this is one of my favorite arrangement tools, is where if you highlight a section of 8 bars and just hit Control I, it'll automatically load up 8 more bars for you, and you can just keep doing that over time. If you want to delete them, you can just hit Control Z there, but if you've already done another task, you can hit Control Shift Delete with that highlighted section. That'll also work to like a middle section. It'll just collapse everything. And to extend a project, you just hit Control Shift D for duplicate. And that'll move everything over instead of just doing a copy paste where that happens and nothing moves over. So with just a few simple shortcuts, you can insert space, delete the space, duplicate space. And one more thing I find really useful is linking tracks, especially if I have a lot of percussion going on. So let's say I need to make a drum fill. I'm going to Control click on these 4 tracks and hit link track. Now a little thing will come up here. And what that does exactly is if I grab any section and delete it, all of those sections will get deleted. So this helps really with fades on this. It'll work on the audio tracks. If you select up a MIDI track, it won't. But you can also drag the corners and everything will just close for you. And last but not least, whenever I open up a MIDI or an audio track, I get Theorem automatically, and I get this EQ utility automatically. For my audio, I get an EQ utility and a saturator automatically. And to do that is just right click, open up a new MIDI track, and then instead of having it look like this, where there's nothing here, throw on your favorite synth or a sampler and tools that you use every time. So I know I'm probably going to have to EQ at some point, so I keep an EQ available, and depending on what I need to do with my utility, I like to have that available all the time. And then everything else after that is just manual But having this as a start speeds everything up quicker because I can open up a new MIDI track, immediately start playing, and go from there. To save that, what you need to do is right click and just go save default MIDI track. Overwrite what you want. Yes. Yeah, those are my tips and tricks that I wish I knew earlier. Let me know which is your favorite that you think you're going to be using over time. And if you have one that I didn't mention, let me know. If this helped you at all, please hit the like button, subscribe, join the community. I'll see you soon.